Alright, Merciless Vaughn back here with another Bleach Bracelets video, and this one is going to be the Halloween Noel versus the 1000-Year Blood War Yamamoto. And I decided to do this video because these two units are some of the hardest hitting units in the game, and I just thought which one would be hitting harder in terms of damage and soul bomb damage. And so yeah, that's what we're going to find out of this one. Hopefully you enjoy. If you do, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel or you have been here for a while, please consider subscribing and help me get to 250 subscribers. I am making my way there. And without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and get started. So we can take a quick look at the character, starting with the Noel. As you can see here, she is a Mind, no affiliation, Soul Reaper killer unit who is 5 out of 5 with all of the Transcendent slots at level 10 and 500 SP in the last slot. And to take a quick look at her skills, I won't go into detail too much about them because I did in her initial showcase. But she is a ranged unit with weakening and drain on all of her abilities. She has Havoc 20%, Sprinter +1, Paralysis Resistance. She does have Frenzy +1, Bombardment +1, Defibrillator +5 seconds, damage to her status elements 40%, weakened defense, Sharpshooter, and the status element Spiritual Pressure boost. She does come with weakened defense, so at T20 you can give her another weakened defense skill for her soul bomb to hit harder because that does stack. And that's pretty much it for this unit. Oh, she also does have follow-up as well. And yep, that's her. And the links and accessories that I'm going to use with this unit are going to be the Kamari, Fortification Pill, Katakuron, the Psychomon Chad, Toshiro, and a Holly Bell, and as the bonus abilities full stamina, damage boost, and also weakened defense. And with all these full stem links and the bonus abilities, her full stamina damage will be at 105%. And with her having drained, it's going to be a lot easier for her to keep this full stamina up, so she'll be at full stam most of the time. And to take a quick look at the Yamamoto, he is a power unit with the Quincy and Hollow Killers. He is also 5 out of 5 with the level 10 link with the level 10 Transcendent slots and the plus 500 SP in the last one. Take a quick look at his skills. I won't go into detail too much because I did in his initial showcase, but he is a melee unit with weakening and burn on all of his abilities. He has a chance to damage hollow enemies. He has Sprinter +2, Havoc 20%. He has the complete shared status immunity 100%, Frenzy +1, Bombardment +1, Defibrillator +5 seconds. Damage to his status elements 40%. He does come with weakened defense as well, so at T20 you can put on another one to have it stack. Marauder and the status element Spiritual Pressure boost. Oh yeah, as for the accessories I'm going to use for the Yamamoto are going to be the T-set, Fortification Pill, Lieutenant's Badge, going to be a Psychomon Chad, Jushiro, and a Stark for the links. And the bonus abilities are going to be the same as the Noel. And then also his full stem damage boost will be at 105% as well. But his will be a lot harder to keep up because he doesn't have drain. So if I get hit once, I pretty much just lose that full stamina damage boost. So you have to play more careful with him since you can't heal with this character. Now the similarities between the two units are that, well, as you can see here, they both have Frenzy +1, Bombardment, Defibrillator +5 seconds, and damage to their status elements 40%, and also the weakened defense as well. Since the Yamamoto is a melee unit, he has Marauder. The Noel, she is ranged, she has Sharpshooter, and they both have the status element Spiritual Pressure boost. And so those are the similarities between the two, and obviously the major differences are that since he has the complete shared status immunity, if he gets hit with a status element, everyone else in the party will be immune to that status element as well. So he's kind of more of a support unit as well, if you want to call him that with this skill. He has Sprinter +2, the Noel only has Sprinter +1, and obviously he has burn on his status elements, but he still does have the damage to burning enemies 40%. The Noel has drained and weakening, and she still has a 40% damage to those status element enemies. The killers are obviously different, Quincy and Hollow. he has 2, while the Noel only has 1, and obviously he's a power Soul Reaper captain unit, and the Noel is a art Soul Reaper killer unit. And so yeah, we went over the skills and the links and accessories that I'm going to be using for each unit. Let's talk about the differences and the similarities between the two. Let's just go ahead and jump into some content to see what they can do. Alright, so here we are in a co-op IT. The enemies in this IT are going to be Quincy, so the Yamamoto will have a big advantage here. And also, we have a Yumichika and Momo as well, so the Yumichika will increase the Yamamoto's movement speed by 30% and also increases strong attack damage by 20% as well. And the Momo also does have that SA2, which can boost your party as well. So this Yamamoto has some buffs that are going to help his damage out a lot and also his movement speed. So as of right now, the Yamamoto has the advantage just with the current IT up being Quincy's. He'll have killer advantage, and depending on who you get for, you know, if you're like carrying people in the current IT that's up right now, you can get Momo and Yumichika that will just support this Yamamoto really well. And yeah, as you see here, we're just pretty much tearing through this IT right now. Die, that's not good. Survive. Just do that. But yeah, also you just gotta remember not to get hit, because the Yumichika does have a skill that recovers 20% stamina every time you go in between stages, but you just still have to be careful not to take too much damage. If you take more than 20%, you know, you'll just won't get the full stam. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and do another run with the Yamamoto, and I'll try not to get knocked out this time. I'll just play a bit more safe. And also, if I stand in this paralysis pool, there I got inflicted with the paralysis. Well, I didn't get inflicted with the paralysis element. I'm immune to it, but it did give that resistance to everyone else in the party. So the Yamamoto is a good damage dealer, and he can help support the team just with that one skill alone. Oh, another thing that I forgot to mention is their strong attacks. The Yamamoto and the Noel both share the same strong attack 2, but as for their strong attack 1, the Yamamoto has the 3000 length beam with the 1020 whip. The Noel just kind of has like a pushback SA1, which is also good too, because it, you know, just keeps the enemy away from it. Yeah, with this squad, this IT is just easy. Alright, so this time we're going to be using the Noel, and do keep in mind that she doesn't have killer here, so she is at a killer disadvantage. But she is immune to paralysis, so you really don't have to worry about these paralysis pools that are on the ground. But since she doesn't have the share complete status immunity like the Yamamoto does, she will not also give that resistance to the teammates in her party. And do keep in mind we do have a Safui Kaname here, and he does increase the movement speed of heart attribute characters by 30% and also increases heart attribute character strong attack damage by 20%. so her strong attacks will be hitting 20% faster. And she will also be moving 30% faster as well. And since she does have the drain skill and is immune to paralysis, we can play a bit more reckless than the Yamamoto because she will be able to get her full stand back with her drain ability. But as you can see, even without the killer, it doesn't really matter. She's still doing pretty decent. Lucky for us, we are getting our status element spiritual pressure boost often, even though without the increased status element chance against mind attribute enemies. Took some damage, that's alright. We inflicted our status elements on them, so they were only able to do 1 damage. Inflict another status element soon and we can get our full stand back. There we go, now we have our full stand back and at 80%. Alright, now let's see if we can clear the room with her soul bomb. Alright, so we were able to clear that last room with the soul bomb. We're gonna go ahead and jump into another run. Just because, why not? I like to do at least 2 runs with these units. We'll complete this run, then I'll give my thoughts on the 2 units and the runs when we're finished. But overall, yeah, the units are good. Yamamoto, he's over a year old now, but still a very, very powerful unit. The Noel, I mean, she's a new unit, and she's pretty good. I like her. Her having that drain and the Yamamoto not having it just makes her a tad bit better in my opinion, because she has a lot more survivability than the Yamamoto does. Whereas the Yamamoto is just straight glass cannon. Does damage, but it doesn't matter because if we activate our SA2, we get back to full stam just like that. See? Easy. She's more consistent with her full stamina damage boost. Whereas was able to easily take out those bosses, no problem. In both runs I did with the Yamamoto and the second run with the Nini, there was a unit that increased their strong attack damage by 20%, so I wasn't able to do a run without them in it. So in this video, their strong attacks were doing 20% more damage. Alright, so that was a brief showcase of their unit and their respective ITs, and overall they both performed really well, with the Yamamoto being a year old, still great unit as I mentioned earlier. Noel, great unit, good strong attacks, status element spiritual pressure boosts, 80% to the both of them, damage to their status elements, both of them have that. The bombardment and weakened defenses that they both have was just able to, you know, just tear through the last room. But I say the one that had the advantage was the Yamamoto this time around, just because the IT that's up, he does have killer. The super potion units for the red units, they do have that Momo, which does have that that boost skill on her SA2, so he was able to output more damage just with that skill. So really, it just depends on the type of content and how you play the unit. If you're playing the Yamamoto a little bit reckless, you can lose that full stamina easily if you take a hit. And since he doesn't have drain, you just won't be able to get that back. The Noel, more survivability. She does have the drain, so she's able to get that full stamina damage boost back. Let's see. Oh, another thing. The enemies in this IT are immune to burn. So he's not inflicting his burn status element, so since he's not inflicting the burn status element, he's not doing 40% more damage to burning enemies, so that skill is just kind of useless. But with the killer and the weakening, it just kind of outweighs not being able to burn the enemies. But yeah, right now I think the Yamamoto is just more dominant with the killer. But when the Soul Reaper IC comes around, the Noel definitely will be best in the slot to use. And so yeah, that's going to be it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. And as usual, until next time.